You all mean very much to Steve, okay? When Steve was going through the crisis, and he'll talk about it in his speech, but I just want to raise my glass to Steve Carino, the richest guy in town.
What's the matter?
He wants his toy. He must.
Oh my goodness. There he is. All right. Wow. This is...
Let me just grab a picture first. Guys, look this way. Guys, look this way.
Are you videotaping it?
Guys,
Laura?
look over here. I've got a video, David, but I wanted to get a picture.
I have to just start by...
Hold on a second.
What do I say first?
Hold on a minute.
I don't know if Tara is here. Tara's not here, right?
Not yet, no.
All right, she's not here yet. That's all right. But I have to start by thanking my two sisters, Laura and Nancy, that when they found out Oliver was missing, it was just amazing. It was an amazing family thing. And Laura would not be, like, we're close and would not be denied not finding Oliver. So thank you, Laura, Nancy, and Lucy, for coming to, where are you? Coming down to Mount Vernon with us. And I wanted to thank Tara for sending the picture, but she's not here yet. And then, of course, Manny and Walaa for taking such good care of my You know, it was amazing, you know, that he was taking such good care of. And I was saying to my friend Eric, you know, we've all seen the movie It's a Wonderful Life. And the character George Bailey is from Bedford Falls. They create that name, and I'm from Bedford. So, but they got the name Bedford Falls from combining Bedford with like either Seneca or Wappinger Falls. I looked it up because they had to use it. So, you know, the movie opens with everybody praying. You know, that's the opening scene. Everyone's praying around town. And, you know, the angels get alerted, and they send in Clarence. You know, the little star flies in, and he says, you know, we've got this guy George, and he's in trouble. And there's a lot of people praying for him, and you know, we know you want to get your wings, and you know, you're going to go down there and see what you could do. And I thought of that situation a few times because as the days were going on, and the shares were getting bigger, and it went to 1,000, and then 2,000, and 3,000. It was overwhelming, and I'm thinking, you know, all these people are praying. And it's like a similar situation. We're trying to alert somebody, you know, that I was in trouble. I was in like serious trouble without this dog. I couldn't function. And it was a rough time. You know, so then Clarence finally comes down. And you know, George is at the end of his rope. He's standing on the bridge. He's going to jump over. His life's falling apart. And, you know, Clarence goes in. And he can't really figure out what to do. And he says, you know, George is like, I just should have never been born. And he says, you know, that's a good idea. And he says, you know what, you've never been born. And George Bailey gets to see what the world was like without him being born. And it was an ugly place. You know, his mother was running a boarding house. His Uncle Billy committed suicide. His brother Harry Bailey died. His wife was a librarian. And I got to see what my world was like without Oliver. Wow. You know, I got to live my life without Oliver for a few days. And it was an ugly place. It was bad. I couldn't listen to music. I couldn't go to the gym. I couldn't sleep in my bed. I had to stay on my poor sister's couch. I slept on Lucy's extra bedroom. I couldn't even go to my cottage without him. And, you know, but then something else started happening. I started to see why this happened to me. You know, and just to go back a little bit, you know, I was taking walks with Oliver. And one of my favorite proverbs from the Bible, which I just kind of stumbled on last year, was number 3. And part of what's in that proverb, it says, and I'm walking with Oliver, and I would practice the proverb, because I loved it. I loved the words. I loved how it made me feel. I loved everything about it. I memorized it. And I'm walking with Oliver, and I practice it with him, and I remember exactly where I was. I got to the point in the road, and I got to this part, and it said, "My son, do not despise the Lord's discipline, because the Lord, and do not resent his rebuke, for the Lord disciplines those that he loves, just as the Father the Son he delights in." And I turned to Oliver and I said, "Wow, you know what, Oliver?" I said, "I think I'm done with discipline." I said, "You know what? I've had my share, like all of us. We could all go back and have our share." And I said, "But you know what? All this stuff," I said, "I really feel like we're kind of like doing our thing. My other dog, Mickey, had passed away. And, but we recovered, and I promised Oliver we'd go for walks." And I realized, that was a big mistake. Because then Oliver was taken from me. And, the Lord disciplines those that he loves, just as the Father the Son he delights in. I'm thinking, wow, the Lord must really love me. But I got to tell you, for the first 2 days, I wasn't very happy with the Lord or anything. I don't know why I was reciting the Proverbs, and I don't know why I was doing anything. So I was working, and by Monday, which was the 4th day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I'm driving. I have these driving jobs that I do, and I had taken somebody to LaGuardia, I took someone to Kennedy, and I had this third girl that I was taking, this poor girl meeting me for the first time. She's a freshman in college. She goes to Bard College. And it's dark, and it's late. It's like 7 o'clock at night. And she finds out that I'm missing my dog, and I'm busted up. And I said, I could still take you. I'll drive you. Because the driving was therapeutic to me.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm driving her up, and she says, "Would you mind if I play some music?" I'm like, oh my God. I just knew that this was going to be the end. But I said, she's young. She's going to play music that I don't know. So she starts playing the Eagles and the Beatles and CCR and Rolling Stones. And I'm driving. I'm like, I am in trouble. Because there's going to be a song that's going to come on, and it's going to remind me of him, and I'm going to drive off the road. So then Elvis comes on. We all know I love Elvis. And then Elvis is singing Burning Love or something. And I go, "You like Elvis?" And she goes, "Oh, I love Elvis." And I'm like, "Serious?" I'm like, "Wow." I go, "That's cool." And I feel, Elvis. She goes, "I'll play a couple of Elvis songs." And I figured with Elvis, I'm safe, because he's got songs, "Don't Be Cool," "Hound Dog," all this stuff. Next song comes on, "Always on My Mind." I start shaking at the wheel. I start crying. She's like, "Are you all right?" I go, "No. This poor girl, 18 years old, first rider's looking at me like, she goes, Are you all right?" I go, "I'm not really." I go, "Would you mind, Isabel, if you just shut the music off? Because I really can't deal with it right now." And I think that was my low point. Because then we start driving up a little more. And I said, I've been getting all, she started talking. We started talking about the pain I was in. And she said, sorry, I got distracted. So we're talking about it, and I said, I've got to change my approach to this. I said, I've got to use love. I've got to use patience. I've got to use humility. I can't be angry at the world. I'm not going to turn into this wretched creature just because he took my dog. And she's like, "That's good." And I said, it's something that Martin Luther King Jr. said. I said, it's darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. And hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. So now she's staring at me. I'm from another planet. And she's like, "Oh my God." And I said, "What?" She goes, "That's on the entry hall of our college, our college." I'm like, "What?" She goes, "It's right there. It's in big letters, those words." I'm like, and I kind of felt like the tide was maybe turning. Went home that night, slept in Lucy's bed. The next morning,
her bed.
Not in her bed, but in the spare bed. And the next morning, and here she comes, Tara.
Tara? Hold on.
She's here. Here she comes.
Alex is here.
Tiny Tara, I'm up to you.
What happened?
I'm right up to you. So hang on. I'm right up to you. So I get this call from Tara saying that she has a dog. She was offered a dog for sale. So we fly down to North Bond Street. Me, my sister, Lucy, and then Tony comes. And you got to see us on North Bond Street, New York. I mean, Lori's running up and down the street where I want to hang posters. She's asking anybody she can as we've seen Oliver. Tony and I are going around. And then I start noticing something. the people of Mount Vernon never made us feel uncomfortable. They never made us feel like we weren't wanted. They didn't judge us. They saw the pain and the misery in my eyes, and they saw it in my sister's eyes, and they knew. And you know, there's something about, and I made a point of this, there's something about pain and misery. It's on the opposite side of the spectrum as love.
Yep.
It goes right to the heart. There was no color, there was no religion, there was no status, there was no anything. It just went right there. These people embraced us, and they looked and they tried to help, and I had people driving and helping. And I started to think maybe I was not only to be shown the world without Oliver, but I was also needed my eyes. Maybe the Lord said, I'm going to open your eyes to the people of Mount Vernon and to the people that live in areas that maybe you wouldn't frequent, and that they're just as loving and they're just as much my children as anybody else and anywhere else. And I started to get my eyes open. I started to realize that there was a much bigger picture here than just a man looking for his dog.
Yes.
This was much bigger. And I'm watching this unfold in front of me, and that's why I wrote on Tuesday morning that I was caught in a storm, because on one side I couldn't function, but on the other side he's opening this whole world to me, and I'm employing this Proverbs 3 that I was memorizing. So at the end of the movie with George Bailey, he loves his life, comes back down, and he sees his car wrecked, and he jumps up for joy, and he goes into the house, and the guy says, I have a warrant for your arrest. And George Bailey, a few minutes ago, was going to commit suicide. Go, isn't it wonderful? I'm going to jail. You know, Zuzu's face. He goes up the banister, and he pulls the thing off the banister, and he gives it a big kiss. Remember, he was going to throw it out the window, and he gives it a kiss. And I said, well, here was a man who was poor. And I thought to myself, well, better to be poor and believe you're wealthy than to be wealthy and believe you're poor.
Yeah.
You know? And then I got and then at the end, when you know, I have something, I have to get it because I got it especially for this occasion. Oliver, hang on. I'm sorry I don't have it on.
There's a little puppy over there.
So he had,
So cute.
At the end of the movie, George is sitting there with Zuzu at the Christmas tree, and the bell rings. And Zuzu's famous line is, listen, Daddy, teacher says every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings. And I thought to myself, who is my angel? My angel is my sisters, Lucy, Tony, Manny, and Walaa, Tara, and Eric, the mayor, everybody. Everybody involved with Facebook, everybody involved in our search. And I went out, and the lovely Bedford Pharmacy let me borrow this because I couldn't find a bell anywhere. So for my angels, you will all get your wings today.
That is first, congrats. Everybody, let's give it up for this family moment,
Yes.
this Mount Vernon moment.
Mount Vernon. Take a picture with them. Look at this.
Oh, gosh.
I'm videoing, so somebody take some pictures.
I feel like singing Old Lang Syne.
I know, right?
Mayor, thank you.